Hey, what's up guys? This is Steve Laureus, Classic Physique Pro competitor. I'm here at Beth Francis Powerhouse Gym. It's my home gym. So today is Sunday. We're gonna walk through some bicep and tricep and a little bit of deltoid. My first movement today was the arm blaster. It's a very old school, fundamental type of training. It's a device that the legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to use back then. So what I'm gonna do here is use it to actually assist my tricep. So I'm actually bringing the full range of motion to contract that muscle individually. So second movement after the arm blaster is the hammer curls. So everybody knows what the hammer curls are for. It's basically for my brachialis and the brachioradialis. I don't do a lot of sets of those. Normally I go as heavy as possible with a weight that I can contract and get full range of motion. So I don't believe in short range of motion. A lot of people actually think short range of motion brings a lot of tension into the muscle, but I always believe when you do full range of motion, you're getting all the fibers of the muscle contracting. I have very long arms, so I have to go all the way to the top to contract and do a full lengthening of the bicep and contract all the way back up. Third movement I did for bicep today is the assisted bench alternative dumbbell preacher curls. Stole this exercise from Ronnie Coleman because Ronnie Coleman is one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. So you can see that he had a tremendous peak on his bicep. So normally I would do about like maybe 3 or 4 sets of that exercise, as heavy as possible, as much contraction as possible to keep my form and focus on that movement. Today was actually mostly bicep training, but I always finish up with 2 tricep exercises to bring up the tricep because I train them twice a week. I did a seated overhead tricep extension on a machine back there. One of the hell of a machine. I love it because my whole weight and body is actually leaned back on that bench and also fully contracting, my tricep joint. That movement, normally I would do 4 to 5 sets of that movement as heavy as possible and fully contracting all 3 heads of the tricep to actually getting some, blood and circulation, to get a good pump. Second tricep exercise is the tricep kickbacks. I started doing tricep kickbacks maybe a year ago, and I used to do skull crushers and different type of tricep exercises, but I transitioned to the kickbacks because I'm hypermobile. Hypermobility is basically a double jointed joint. So not a lot of tricep exercises get me a really good pump. Even crazy intensity, it's hard for my joint to be assisted and feeling like I'm doing the movement. The kickbacks, leaning forward and fully contracting my tricep back, basically I feel like it's like a bicep curl. So when I lean forward, I feel like I'm contracting all 3 heads of my tricep. So I get a great pump from doing that exercise. Today was not a deltoid day, but on a Sunday, normally I just do variations of certain muscle group that is weak. So I did side laterals, not too heavy, just to actually get a good contraction of the muscle. So the side laterals, I'm slightly twisting my pinky, to get a full contraction of the deltoid. The other thing I did for deltoid today was the seated reverse pec deck. Posterior deltoid normally is a weak thing for me. And now I think it's a strong point, actually overpowers my shoulders now, especially on stage when I do a real double bicep. You can see how tremendous they look from the back. If you actually go too much of a stretch back, protracting your scapula too much, what normally happens is that I feel like you're getting the rhomboids, the teres, all those muscles, involving during the movement. So normally I just want to keep my mind set and focused by just contracting enough of the deltoid to get a full blood into the joint itself. All right guys, follow me on Instagram, which is steve.laureus, and follow all the content that I'm gonna be putting up for 2020. And we out. Thank you so much, guys.